Hey, hey. Hey everybody, I am live. My first live. Be patient with me, honey. I'm not 100% prepared. Let me turn off this TV in the background because I had to get caught up on my notes. On my notes. But anyway, this is gonna be my review for the Real Housewives of Potomac and Married to Medicine. These taglines for Karen and the rest of the group. Oh, but anyway, we Ashley meets with we're gonna go ahead and get started because I got to go pick up my young pharaohs. Okay. So Ashley meets with Sheila, and Sheila is so happy because Ashley is a new person. Ashley got new boobs, and Ashley is feeling renewed herself. And her mom is so happy that she's no longer with Michael. And Ashley lets her know that she's gonna do a housewarming. And then she says, "Who all are you inviting?" She goes down her guest list and she says, "You're not inviting Candace?" And she says, Candace is kind of hot and cold with me. Here come Ashley with the mess." And she said that she's hot and cold with her. And then she talks about the lawsuit between Michael and Candace. And she says she don't want to have anything to do with that lawsuit. Um, then Mia and Karen, Mia and Karen is still holding the grudge, which I don't blame her because everybody is saying that Karen. I mean, a lot of people say that Karen was, kind of having a kind of affair. Allegedly. I'm not sure if I believe that, but that's the word on the street, honey. And the word on the street of Potomac. How that goes with good Giselle. Can y'all hear me? Is my mic on? Make sure. Child, like this is my first live. We gotta make sure we can hear it and see very clear. I see my mic is on the green light, so let's keep going. Um, well, Mia is very contrite. It seems like she's very apologetic, and it seems like she actually regrets, telling that what Karen says is untrue. But I think the viewing audience believes that that Mia, some of what Mia was saying. I think that she has had her little dalliances out there. I mean, Ray is 17 years older than her, and Karen's about to hit the triple 20. So I mean, she's like, she still feel like she's young. Karen still looks good. Um, so Karen meets with the other khakis, right? And she was letting them know that she could have been sick. Child. Whatever, Karen. Karen likes to exaggerate things. But anyway, Candace meets with her manager before this scene. And Candace says to her manager that, she's happy that her black manager has come through the door. And here we go with the messages. Right. Because I'm doing this on my phone. But anyway, Karen meets with her managers, and Candace meets with her manager, and he wants her to go on tour. Candace is leaving Monarch, which is a record label that she's with, and she's thinking bigger, better. Columbia, honey. Where that good Beyonce was over there, when she was with this child, and then they go in her junk office, and he's looking around, and they're like, "Okay, it's coming together, I guess." And then she said that Chris calls it a barbecue pit, but anyway, they get down to business. And when they get down to business, they talk about having guest stars come to her concerts. And then her guest star, he wants to invite Drew. And it's some miscommunication there. It was some tweeting going on. Drew saying that how I getting this on Twitter because I was tweeting with them. And Candace was like, she did not mean it that way. She was saying that she, you know, wants to branch out away from, you know, the housewives world. And you know that since uh Drew was doing her thing over there on the Real Housewives, she was telling Drew that, maybe Drew should do her own thing as well. So I believe that's what it was, that child is this whole thing of them going, let me pull it up my earphone so I can hear myself. All right. So, and she was just saying that she was just like kind of tired of them going back and forth with the whole housewives thing. She want to kind of like branch out on her own. Don't want to ride the housewives coattails and stuff like that anymore. But you know how it is. Everybody is trying to make their own way, but at the same time, it doesn't hurt to have that good housewives promotion. Now does it? Okay, so then we meet with the bosom buddies, not the married couple, the bosom buddies. That's that good. Rob and Juan. And they're still talking about the whole situation that Juan has gotten himself into with this this lawsuit and his alleged other old ladies out there in the Potomac streets. And both of them are very, very nonchalant. They talk about the lawsuit. Okay, so the young man, he has a lawsuit going on, and you know the lawsuit is hey, who's out there? But anyway, the lawsuit is about the guy who was allegedly and he knows that he says that he's done everything right. He told everybody he needed to tell. Okay, so Giselle, Rodman lets him know that Giselle does not feel that way, especially about the whole situation with the uh other women. And then he was like, well, I don't care. That's their favorite thing to say. I don't care. I don't care as long as I have you and my boys. And she says the same thing. She don't care either. Okay, nobody cares in that house. Okay, she can be out here in the press and nobody cares. But then he goes on to say that, but he loved his boys hard, and he hates that he lost his job because not his boys, not Corey and Kyrie or whatever their names are. He's talking about that he loves the guys that were on the basketball team. And he really loves his job, but it is what it is. The moving right along. Wendy looks at her space for her show, and she talks to her producer, Marsha. Marsha is she got that hair. I think they was wearing that hair like in the 90s with the shape, reminiscing the good ones over there on Love and Marriage DC. When it looks at the space, she loves the space, but then things get messed up when she hears the lawnmower. Wendy is starting yet another venture, right? She wants to be a talk show host. And to me, that goes with the flow. She's a commentator, and seems like that's the natural progression of things. A lot of commentators become talk show hosts. It is what it is. I think at one time Sean Hannity was a commentator. So then Tucker Carlson, he was a commentator. A lot of people that are commentators become talk show hosts, but everybody on Twitter that I was reading was dragging her. I was like, I made a tweet and I was like, we're going to find something to complain about, right? We'll complain about a fish in the water. And we'll say something like, hey, that fish over there, he was in the water yesterday, but he was in a shallow pond. Now today he's in a lake. Come on, people. The lady is doing what she needs to do as a to use this platform for what she needs to. What is it? Oh, Giselle has her podcast. I was about to say, what is Giselle doing? Everybody's talking about Winnie getting all these, putting her hands in all the pots. Now, the only thing I could say for her putting her hands in all those pots is that maybe She may be having an issue with her family. You know, that may take a lot of time from her family, but she's doing, to me, what she's supposed to be doing. To use this platform for what it is. Baby, if I was on Potomac for 2 seconds, you think I'm not going to shout this little channel out like I'm supposed to do? And that's exactly what she's supposed to do with the platform. It was a long time before Giselle actually really did anything with the platform that was productive. I mean, Every Hue Beauty. And she was talking about Every Hue, and she was thinking about getting people involved with the Every Hue. And when Giselle first came out with that idea, I thought it was a great idea. It's just sad that it was so poorly executed. Sad. But moving right along, Ashley, Giselle, Rob, and Karen, they do Pilates, and I don't think Robin was there. I don't know why I got her name on here, but anyway, Giselle, Karen, and Mia, and Ashley do Pilates, and let me think, was Robin there? Still trying to figure out if Robin was there. I don't think she was there, but I'm gonna go with the people who I have on this list that was there for sure in my head. Anyway, Mia and Karen, they exchange pleasantries. And here go Karen with the dramatics, right? Up there talking about, girl, yeah, you know, I'm turning into the triple 20. Then Giselle is confused, of course. She love to play that dumb role, that dumb blonde role, but know how to stir up mess 24/7, right? So anyway, she's like, since I'm turning triple 20, I got all this panel of tests. Oh no, I forgot. I have to do Karen's voice, and I have all these panel of tests, people. And when I did all these panel of tests, I found out that I had some blockage in my heart. And I was like, oh, calm down. This is 5% blockage. Karen. But anyway, nothing to see here. Wasn't that interesting at the good Pilates studio. Moving right along. We're gonna go ahead and get to that house party, honey. Well, all the magic happens. Okay. Because that's what we want to talk about, right? That's what we're here for. We here to talk about that good old housewarming. Well, Uncle Lump is there. And Uncle Lump is so scared that Ashley is gonna get back with Schmeagle. Remember, I told you, Schmeagle, and Gollum are the same people, same person. And Uncle Lump is like, where is he? Is he coming? It's like, no, he's not coming. Ashley looked good in this moment. I call her Hey Arnold, from this movie football hair. That Hey Arnold. And Giselle is the first to arrive, and her ankles out. Baby, she had those coronas in her hand. They did zoom in on those, but they sure did zoom. And they stayed on those ankles for a long time. Those ankles come walking down that little sidewalk, and baby, they had her feet. They had them ankles showing. It was a mess. And then Ashley does her tour of her seaside chalet, and she lets Mia know that it's my little piece of heaven next to the beach. And then Mia got a confession. It was like, where's the water? But Mia gives her great compliments on the home. And the home to me is a very, very much, just like she wanted to be, full of light, full of energy. And I like that because when she was with Michael, I guess her light and energy was taken away from her because he was an old man and they were living in that doggone dark apartment. Okay. Then Sharice arrived. And Sharice and Karen are just alike. And once they go through the home, she shows them all of the places in the home. Wendy is, she gets the tour too, but Wendy is coming in and she's focusing in on Giselle and Ashley and Mia. And she makes sure she speaks to who she's focused on, right? Because she gets in confessional and says, no more. No more of that stability. I'm not playing with these. I'm not gonna speak to nobody who has treated me the way they treat me. Next thing you know, Robin comes down the sidewalk, right? Always late. Robin's always late. And then they show her in her confession. She was like, well, I'm just not gonna give any energy to these girls. Well, Robin, we don't care about it. If you don't care, we don't care. We don't care about your little issue with your husband anymore. You say you don't care, so you acting all indifferent about it. Keep it that way. But your girls are concerned about you, but your audience is not. Looking like Sam the Eagle in that doggone feathery thing she had on in that confessional. A mess. Then the Sesame Street character comes. I call the Sesame Street character. Uh yep, yep. You know those yep aliens on Sesame Street. Everybody else call, or I either do Bert because of the connected eyebrow. It She can be several Sesame Street characters. Oscar the Grouch, the yep because of the mouth, the you know eyebrows, Bert, Oscar. Did I name Oscar? I named him first. So it's be Oscar, yep, and Bert. Yes. Okay. So here we go with the mess. We want to get right into the mess. Once Nneka comes, she's introduced to Wendy. And Wendy is, being her normal Wendy professor self. Maybe she shouldn't have done that so much with the group hating her and her first meeting in Nneka, and then she tries to, you know, give the Nigerian pronunciation of her name, and you know, Nneka says go for it. But I forgot to mention that, prior to these scenes, we see Nneka home. Nothing to see there. Her and her husband talking about getting babies and whatever, and she's got so many properties she don't know what to do, like the old lady in the shoe. I'm so tired of her already with her break. I know we was talking about Wendy and her 4 degrees, and she was bragging on her 4 degrees, but my goodness, this lady is truly acting like, you know, she is already just above Wendy in her quote unquote curse tribe. We about to talk about it, right? And this is so sad that they still discussing this in the new millennium, but in different tribes in our homeland, they don't always come back here with the traditions of the American people. They still hold on to some of their traditions in Africa, and that is somewhat an advantage of being, you know, first generation American, and her mother is from Africa. But at the same time, it's the disadvantage is that they hold on to those traditions, and some of them are outdated, like we're about to find out about the Osu. Okay, of course, Ashley is with the Miss, right? So she starts off asking Nneka, does she know Winnie? And then she says that, yeah, I know Winnie, in passing. And she's like, well, Winnie is a doctor. And she says, doctor, medical doctor? And she says, no, she's a doctor of philosophy. Don't throw shots at somebody that got a doctor of philosophy degree. If my understanding is correct, they go to school for the same amount of time. Baby, a PhD, MD. The only thing different between a PhD and MD is that they one work on your body, and the other one, uh, you know, teaches or do other things with the PhD. Don't disrespect these people. I don't like when people do that to when they never have, like, because Karen did when she first came on the show, and it's rude and ridiculous. Get these people their props for coming up with doing the work. Um, so she goes on to say that she's a lawyer, and everybody loves Nneka when she comes, right? She's in the finest of the fine and of clothes, and she talks about her doctor husband, which is not the doctor that Dr. Winnie is. So that's why she kind of is looking down on Dr. Winnie. And then it comes about this Osu thing. Here we go. Holding on to traditions over there in Africa. Now, it is rumored that Eddie is from a different tribe than Wendy is, okay? Now, Wendy is allegedly supposed to be from this cursed tribe. Is that fair to Wendy? That's what I'm talking about, holding on to those old traditions. She says she's not Osu. She says she's not, okay? But because Ashley stirred the pot, right? Neka had to explain to her what Osu is, and then here comes uh Neka explaining to her what it is, and then Wendy comes in and also explains to Ashley what it is. But at this point, Wendy knows that some mess is about to get started, right? She's just like, okay, the wheels are turning. And she knows that Neka is against her already because she is believing these rumors that she's from this Osu tribe or from this cursed tribe. And Wendy is pissed. And I do not blame her. They could have had a beautiful relationship because they are the same. They are both successful women. Okay? Neka is a lawyer. Eddie is a lawyer. It's just the opposite. Her husband is a doctor. Wendy is a doctor. Doctor of philosophy, but still a doctor at the same time. Now, I always tell people, if you went to college, what did you call your college professors? Did you call them Mr. So-and-so? Because all the ones I had that had doctoral degrees, I called them what they were. Dr. Childs. Shout out to you, if you still with us. Because he was kind of old when I had him way back in the 90s. But you know what I'm saying? I had EDD doctors. Right. Dr. Smith. I love them all. Dr. Lewis. Okay, these are my favorites. Dr. Lou, Dr. Wynn. I didn't see none of them operating on anybody, and I gave them their same respect, right? So give this woman hers, okay? And then Wendy at the end of the episode in her beautiful black outfit. Ooh, that confessional outfit is on point, ain't it? She looked amazing. Says, I hate that me and Neka already are not seeing eye to eye. And all of this started with Ashley. Ashley is with it, ain't she? Every time. Every time she introduces somebody to the group, it's always mess. That's what she's always with. And then she says, I hate that we have already gotten off to a bad start because Neka is believing these rumors. And then going forward, we're going to see that, and I mentioned this in the trailer, we're going to see that she continue these rumors. And this could have been a good friendship. However, she's all up into the khaki color cliques butt. And who has what you have and the successes that you have and somebody that could be great with you? Who is that? That is Wendy. She has more in common with you than the khaki color clique because what? They are successful on the show. Now, is Robin still selling those hats? I don't know. But, you know, the podcast is somewhat successful. But what else? As far as education and history and relevancy in the community, you have more in common with your own, you know, Nigerian, I would say sister, but I can't say that because they are off to a bad start already. And we know that things are not going to get any better. She's going to link up with the khaki color clique. All right. Now let's get to Married to Medicine. Married to Medicine was good to me, but you know, it wasn't as good to me as it was last week. The episode opens up with Heavenly doing her exercise and her wigs fall off. I was like, oh yeah, my wig fell off. And then you go to Dr. Simone. I love when I see Dr. Simone and Dr. Jackie working back. I love it. And so Dr. Simone is in the office, and you know her patient is in there, and she's like, "Oh God, I'm so ready to deliver this baby." And then she said, "How your husband feel about it?" She said, "Well, you know, he's like okay, cool with it, right?" And she said, "Girl, you know, if men had to have babies, we wouldn't have any children in the world." And facts. Facts. And then here come Quiet. Miss Quiet, Miss Quiet. She got it. She got it. I'm gonna always say that because I love Quiet. Okay. I ain't ashamed to admit it. I love Quadrilla Lunsford. Is that Will Lunsford? Yeah, I forgot. Is Will Lunsford? Dr. G. What is Dr. G's name? Okay, well, I love Quiet. Put it that way. That was Dr. G is Dr. Gregory. I think it's Dr. Gregory Lunsford. So that was her married name. But anyway, Quiet meets with Phaedra. Phaedra gives her the update, right? She gives her the update on Sweet Tea. And then she's like, man, I'm just so disappointed in Heaven. Heavenly calls me her sister. Heavenly is the new producer, right? As good Carlos calls the force multiplier. That means the people get to get started. I think over there on Potomac, I think Ashley is more just started than even Giselle is. Anyway, so she was like, well, how is it that Helen is over there talking about she got a new friend and she's friends with Sour Tea? And that makes me feel some kind of way. And then Phaedra says, I can't help it. I like Sweet Tea, but I think I would feel the same way. Of course, you on this show with a man who you alleged abused you, okay? And now you have to be around his childish fiance, now wife. She's very immature, and she's supposed to be because she's only 30 years old, or 31, 32 now. But anyway, I saw Dr. Toya. Toya on watch what happened live last night. When I tell you Toya was clean, okay, I don't care what nobody say. That outfit was busted to me, okay. Then here we go. They discussing the wedding again. Uh, outside of the group, Quad is left wondering, does she have a relationship with her good Judas anymore because they so cool with uh T. But at the same time, Phaedra's cool with T. You still cool with Phaedra? You met Phaedra knowing that she used to allegedly date Dr. G. Well, I'm gonna go with her dating Dr. G because that's how we met Phaedra, right? Through Dr. G and them allegedly dating. So I don't understand why this whole denial is with this whole dating thing, because that's how we met them. Then like I said, we go to Sweet Tea, and Sweet Tea is in there cooking, and she just talking about the wedding, and it's nothing much really to see here. She's overwhelmed again, still, and Dr. G is being a dude, right? He's like, I'm paying for everything. You should be satisfied. That's what dudes do. That's what dudes do when they get involved with these big extravagant weddings. You wanted the same wedding that Choir had, didn't you? Okay. So, this is the second time around. Second time around. This is his second time around. So he's not really interested in having another big wedding. He and Choir had a big wedding. Dr. G messed with Dr. Bullock, and she's telling her that, she's so happy that she has somebody in the office to relieve her some of her stresses, and that Dr. Bullock is, she's happy to be there. She says that she is doing great things there, and they both agree that that's the best place for Dr. Bullock. And then she says, okay, well, I'm going to tell you about one of my most difficult patients, right? And, Dr. Jackie is the doctor to the stars. And she's like, you may have to deliver Brad's baby. Get in there with Brad. Brad been eating 48 years old. Been eating the witness, right? And Judy tells on it, right? But anyway, seems to be still healthy pregnancy. We know this healthy pregnancy because, hey, we have a little truth now. Okay, now, Toya is meeting with her boys about that good sex talk. But first, she talks to all the girls and invites them to her wine tasting. And Toya is starting Toya's wine club. Well, who better to start a wine club on this show? Right, that good Toya. And when they had a sex talk, the boys are embarrassed, and they ask him, do they know what an orgasm is? And Eugene talks about how the sperm is built up in that second. Once you have that good orgasm, the sperm, comes out to meet the egg, and then he was telling them right. I started with my girls. My girls only 5 and 6. I don't know how old these children are, but hey, it's never too late to tell them, what's to be expected. Because one of my little girls is, she kind of got a little growth spurt there and having some puberty. So I was like, I have to tell them the truth, and that's what you have to do. And I'm so proud of them for sitting them boys down and telling them the scientifics, all the scientific, telling them about how condoms should be used and how it's more than to having sex than getting pregnant. Now it's you got some you got to get rid of. And he told them about the incident when he was in the ER where this guy came and he was burning so bad, and hopefully that scares the boys into not having premarital sex, but they will. Well, if they're homosexual or heterosexual, 9 times out of 10. I hadn't heard of a male versus AC Green over there on the Lakers back in the day when I used to watch the Lakers, the Lake Show. He was a part of the Lake Show, and that's the only male version I ever heard of, ever. So anyway, except for, they probably come out, after birth, looking for Tootsie when they're heterosexual. But, that's how I feel about it. And so I know it, which is a good age to be talking about. They look to be about 12, 13. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They sniffing up and behind some. Next. So Heavenly, we go to the wine tasting, and Heavenly gets the mess started, right? She say, well, Sweet Tea, I heard you was over there in a club. Well, before the wine tasting, it was the dress fitting. So that's why Heavenly knows about the wine. I mean, that's why she knows about the club, about the dating older men. And so at the dress fitting, they just make her feel bad, Sweet Tea feel bad, because she's challenged in the butt area. And everybody was on Twitter last night was like, I'm just wondering, when is this girl gonna get butt injections or a false butt? The way she was feeling tonight, probably soon. But anyway, Heavenly goes on to ask her about, are you in some kind of support group for dating older men? And she say, well, everybody needs support. And she say, well, I don't think I'm going to be needing that because, my husband's only 6 months older than me. So they do a box of wine tasting, and the box of wine is, you get a 1 and get a 2 if you don't like the box of wine. And who wins? The box wine contest, Simone, because she likes the box wine. Okay. Everybody else has a snooty pattern. And Sweet Tea is feeling overwhelmed still about the wedding. And now she's upset about them mentioning Quiet. So you knew this was gonna happen, girl, when you joined this group. They know Quiet. And Dr. Jackie told him, if I divorce Curtis, could you make sure you don't be friends with and bring them in this group? Child, I know that's right. And so Sour Tea goes to the bathroom, and Simone follows her because she's really upset, and she pours into her and tells, this is a tough group, baby. You're gonna have to put your big girl panties on, is basically what she told her. And right before she leaves, they see the price tag on her dress. Dr. Jackson, oh my goodness, the baby's planning on taking the dress back. and Dr. Phaedra says, oh, wow. Well, she ain't got the big bucks there. She got to wait till Daddy start pouring the money out them pockets. Okay. But Heavenly tells, before she leaves, she tells Toy she's proud of it. And then Heavenly and Toy's like, well, that's a compliment from Heavenly coming from a hater. Oh, well. What do you have? I hate that word hater. What exactly do you have that the Heavenly should be hating on? Do you have more than she do? I think y'all got about the same amount of stuff. Okay. So after the wine tasting, we go to dinner with Dr. G and Phaedra. So Phaedra greets him and she's like, oh, they don't have just for men because, he was great. And she says, do you feel like you're ready to be married again? And he says, yes, because Sour Tea is my friend. And I was missing that with Quad. Were you missing that with Quad? Or did y'all just have a bad, toxic relationship? And I feel like you may have a bad, toxic relationship with the one coming up because I think it's you, buddy. Nobody thought it was you but me for a long time. I'm mocking him. I thought it was Quad too. Right? But you seem a little controlling. And then he says to Phaedra, she can give me what I want, right? Which is a family. Right? Okay. She told you initially that's what she could give you is a family. However, you find out that she has fertility issues. Are you sure about that? You went and got you a young tender thinking you were gonna have a family. She's your best friend, right? Okay, whatever. And he just says he feels safe, and then he's like, so Faye's like, you didn't feel safe for Quiet? No, I'm scared of Quiet. Why? Because Quiet had a mind of her own. Wait till Sweet Tea gets to know you a little bit better. And she grows into this relationship. You're gonna be disappointed. You just wait and see. And then Heavenly gets right down. Phaedra gets right down to the business, and she's asking him, oh, yeah, I hope you have a prenup. And he said, well, she's open to it. And then she says, good, because, in confession, she said, we know whose bank account is fatter, right? And then he tells her that, yes, I understand that you're looking out for me because you're the attorney. That's the attorney in you. But I feel like Sweet Tea is in love with me and she's open to the prenup. She said, make sure you get it. And what, you don't trust her? They're just like, I don't trust anybody. Now when it come down to it and the divorce papers come out. So the episode closes with Phaedra in confession saying that she is hoping that Sweet Tea gives him everything he wants, which is primarily the baby. They go into the the next episode going forward, and they talk about what's going to happen in the future with them. Guys. Okay, I appreciate the single individual that came in to my live for that little few seconds, and I appreciate you all. But catch me on the replay. I got you still. That was my review for Housewives of Potomac and Married to Medicine. Come back to see me. I'll be doing these lives more often still, even if nobody is in the room. Thank you. This is Country Conversations with Diva D. And as I do when I close, I'm going to say, deuces.